Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another video. Now, I've not done a video like this before. I've done it once about 3 years ago for niche. So I wanted to do it because I just want to showcase, in my view, which are the 10 fragrances that I'm going to keep for life. Now, obviously with passing years, your tastes change, your appreciation of different fragrances change. So if I did this list 3 years down the line, it'll be different. But I want to do it. Never done it before. So 10 designer fragrances for life. Out of my vast collection, if I was to pick 10, which ones would it be and why? So let's start. And I'm going to start with a bang. Every single fragrance in this list is an absolute stunner. Yeah. So let's start. I'm going to start with my favorite house, Guerlain. And this one is L'Instant de Guerlain. Now, L'Instant de Guerlain has shifted from this kind of bottle to the Listerine bottles. And I think the performance is pretty good. It comes in EDT and EDP. This one is in EDP, so I'm talking about the EDP. It's more richer scent. Now, this fragrance is a creative masterpiece. Okay, so it has tons of citruses, but at the heart, this fragrance is basically a cacao, patchouli kind of a fragrance. So it's more earthy, dark, chocolatey, and it's mixed with various kind of citruses to give you this superb, experience. It's an experience, and it's also very spicy, so you can wear this anytime. You can wear this in winter. I worn this in dead of summer, middle of summer. I enjoyed it. Many people will say, oh, you can't wear L'Instant de Guerlain in summer. You can. I've tried it. It smelled amazing, and you can wear this in autumn as well. This fragrance is creative. It's interesting. Every time I visit this fragrance, it gives me different facets. And that's what I like about fragrances. And to get that from a designer is a big deal. So that's why this is my first pick, Guerlain, L'Instant de Guerlain. So, you will not be disappointed with any bottle you get. You can get the vintage, you can get the current bottle. They're fine, absolutely fine. There may be a few notes here and there missing, but in fact, I'll get a bottle and I'll do a review, if I can. Next on my list is basically another one of those fragrances which doesn't smell like a designer should. And some people might say, oh, this is not a designer fragrance. It is. Costume National Soul. A lot of people will say, oh, Costume National is not a designer brand. It is a designer brand. It's marketed like a designer. It's priced like a designer. Anyways, Soul. Soul is one of my fragrances that I can never get bored of. Why? Because it's just so creative. You see, I like amber. And here, the amber is so translucent, so radiant, almost, as I said, translucent, almost you can sort of see through it. It's not dense like normal amber fragrances. And this amber is combined with vanilla, I believe, I can't remember, oud, leather. It's just a very bright and vibrant, airy sort of an amber, very, very sexy. So if you're in the game, if you're into clubbing, because this has serious performance like that one, then you should try this. And just smells absolutely spectacular. There's also a very tangy note to it. It's very savory in smell. Normally ambers are sweet and smoky. This is like translucent and it's very savory. I've done a full review. In fact, every fragrance in this list I've done a full review. Soul is super sexy fragrance and very, very unique. Dominique Ropion. What else do you expect? It's a stunner. Next one is a niche quality fragrance. Every time I wear it, I feel that I'm so fortunate to have this in my collection. It's Prada Amber Prom Intense. Now this is an amber fragrance again, but completely different to Soul. Yeah. Bitter, spicy soapiness. It's the most creative amber you will smell. You get the amber elements, you get myrrh, there's a lot of myrrh, there's an earthy chocolatey vibe to it, but most importantly, you get a very bitter, soapy earthiness. A lot of patchouli, but the soapiness is what got me. This has, among all these notes, this is a soapy fragrance, like Prada Amber Prom. So creativity, yeah. The composition quality and the nature of the scent is so unique. That's why I have this in my collection, and that's why I have never been bored of wearing it. This is a fragrance which is a unique experience. Prada Amber Prom Intense. You will not go wrong. Slightly mature scent like all these three, 30 plus I would say. And also you need winter to wear this. Prada Amber Prom is a winter scent. In fact, all three that I've featured, apart from Lionstand and Guerlain, those two, they're winter scent or cold weather scents. You couldn't wear Soul in summer. It'd be too much, unless you don't mind. Next one is again a cold weather scent. Sorry, 4 cold weather scents, well 3. Lionstand is pretty versatile. I know some people will, argue against it, but that's fine. Bulgari Man in Black. Bulgari Man in Black is a spicy tobacco, and the emphasis is on spices. It's not a sweet tobacco. It's a spicy tobacco, and that's what I like. There's a note of leather in this as well, I believe. But for me, the execution is perfect. One of the finest tobacco scents, one of the most interesting and alluring and different tobacco scents. You name tobacco scents, people say Herod. Herod is sweet. What if people don't like sweet fragrances? Tobacco Vanille, very expensive, sweet, very fine fragrance. But when it comes to Bulgari Man in Black, it's a blend. It's a beautiful blend. It's spicy, but it's most importantly, the tobacco note is fabulous. Just lovely. So that's why Bulgari Man in Black is in the list. I love this fragrance. Every time I wear this is more of an autumn scent. Every time I wear it, I love it because there's this note of birchy guyakwood that makes the fragrance even more interesting in cold weather. And I tend to like guyakwood because my experience with guyakwood was Royal Oud, Creed. There the guyakwood has been used in a green sort of way. Here it's more birchy, woody, creamy. This fragrance is stunning. And it's a cheapie. You can get it for very little money. Next on my list is a Guerlain. And this is basically a fabulous Hall of Fame fragrance. Heritage EDP. Now this one has been copied by Roja. And they've created danger with some, nuances here or there. And Roja fragrances are like 250 odd. This one you'll spend probably 65 EDP. Every time you wear this fragrance, it smells different. So it's basically Chypre based around creamy sandalwood and green foresty notes with a lot of aldehydes and citruses at the top. It's very sort of a classical Chypre type fragrance, very classical French perfumery. It was released in the 90s. It is going to be suitable for people in their 30s plus. And it's for people who can manage a complex fragrance. This is a complex fragrance. So if you have a little bit of experience with complex fragrances, I think your joy will know no end. This is a masterpiece, But yeah, if you're new to perfumery, don't go and buy this because chances are you'll be shocked. Also, there's another fragrance which is quite cheap. It's called Zeno by Davidoff. Apparently, I've not smelled Zeno. Apparently, they're very similar. So if you want to just try out by blind buying, you would try buying Zeno Davidoff. But I haven't tried it. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to come. Next on my list is an Aramis. And Aramis makes strong fragrances. This one is Aramis Tobacco Reserve. Unfortunately, just like the old bottle of Lidge, this is discontinued, but widely available. This fragrance is a spicy, creamy tobacco. Yeah? So the emphasis is on creaminess. Bulgari was spicy and airy and woody. This one is creamy, and that's what I like about this. It's also slightly powdery because there is a very prominent note of orris. But what I like most about this fragrance is the tobacco note is very similar to Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford Private Blend, which is a 300-pound fragrance. Now this one, apart from having a superb note of tobacco, is also spicy green. There's a huge signature of sage, very prominent. Now you might have a aversion to sage. There's also a very, very fine note of tonka, which is what makes this fragrance a bit more sexy and seductive. So cold weather, evening scent, right? The cooler the weather, the better this smells, I tell you. If you can find a bottle for a reasonable price, get it. And if you like tobacco scents, please do get it. So everything that I've done is mostly leaning towards cold weather. You can get an idea. I like complex, rich fragrances. Next one is not so complex. Well, it is complex, but it's not so cold weather leaning. It's in between weather. Recently reviewed it, and there will be, sorry to interrupt you, there will be few fragrances I've left out in this list. My personal favorites like Shalimar I've left out, Dior Icon, Dunhill Icon, Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum. I've left them out because I've talked about them quite a lot. I wanted to introduce a few new fragrances. So here we go. Look at the bottle. It's absolutely weird. This is Pharrell Williams Girl, and it's called Girl. This whole name is going to put you off, but I recently reviewed it, and some people went ahead and got themselves a decant or a full bottle, and they came back and reported that it was absolutely amazing. This fragrance is inspired by Fahrenheit, but it's a bit weird when you first spray it. But since I'm so used to the scent, I absolutely love it. If you like the idea of creamy Fahrenheit with a prominent note of vetiver, if you like vetiver, try this fragrance. Absolutely stunning. The creative value of this scent is so high, and the quality and the performance of the scent is so high that I was compelled to leave out my favorite Shalimar and include this. Not because I'm saying this can replace Shalimar. All I'm saying is I wanted to introduce a few new scents. If I did this list 2 years ago, Shalimar, Icon, Eau Sauvage Parfum, they would have been in this list. As I said, with time you change, you see new fragrances. So I'm not replacing Shalimar. Shalimar is still very, very close to my heart. I'm just introducing something new to you. Try this fragrance. You will not regret it. And you can get a 10 ml decant on eBay for very little money. Extremely low. It's a cheapie. It's a fabulous cheapie. Next on my list is a soapy fragrance. Bright, vibrant, foolproof, fail-proof. It's just an amazing fragrance. I recommend it to people who are just starting off their journey. It's a Prada L'Homme Low. Again, a hot weather fragrance, but it smells amazing in any weather. It's a highly versatile fragrance. It smells of clean sheets, slightly powdery. It also has, I think, leathery texture to it. It's basically a clean, vibrant, radiant, modern scent. That's the best way to put it. I've done a full review, you can check it out. But this fragrance is a fragrance when you definitely want a compliment. You're going out there and you absolutely want a compliment because it projects a lot, and you're in a jovial mood, you're on holiday, or if you're going to office, just go easy on the spray. It's a room filler, but you definitely are seeking out compliments. That's when you wear this. It's just superb. There's many other fragrances I could have included, like Chanel Allure Sport Eau Extreme, Bleu de Chanel Parfum, Dior Parfum. They're all guaranteed compliment magnets. But I thought I'll include this because this is somehow a bit closer to my heart. I really like it, and it also has this clean, radiant vibe, which really goes well with my personality. I love this, especially as an office scent. So done 8, 2 to come. Next on my list is a classical leather fragrance. So looking at this list, I haven't done any leathers yet. Here's a leather. Bel Ami Vetiver by Hermes. This is a classical fragrance, French style. It has this beautiful gasoline leather, but doesn't smell like Fahrenheit. It's very, very famous kind of a leather with fruity or dry fruity vibe and vetiver. It's a contrast which makes this fragrance so interesting. Just like L'Instant de Guerlain, just like, Pharrell Williams Girl. They're contrasting notes in the fragrance which makes this fragrance spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Masterpiece. I can't get enough of this fragrance. It's a cold weather scent. It's slightly serious in nature. And it's also a massive projector. So if you're wearing it to office, watch the sprays. Don't wear it in summer. You can wear it in spring, autumn and winter. It's a slightly serious nature. Leather is. Just amazing. Amazing fragrance. Very, very creative. As I said, just like Prada Amber Prom Amber Intense. This is a basically a niche quality fragrance. You just no-brainer. You have to have it in your collection if you like leather. Last on my list is another leather fragrance. So I've done everything. I think I've done tobacco, I've done vetiver, I've done spices, amber, patchouli or chypre, I should say. I've done leather. This is another leather. This is king of designer fragrance for me. If I had to pick one bottle, if I was forced, I might struggle, but I'll pick this. Amazing fragrance, just outstanding. Dior Homme Parfum. The whole Dior Homme line is amazing. I love the whole Dior Homme signature, but this one is just on a different level. Every time I smell this, I love it. It has a very, very good personality, you know. It uses notes like oud, leather, obviously Dior Homme signature of lipsticky makeup vibe. But the most spectacular thing about this fragrance is its note of ambrette in the base. And ambrette makes this fragrance smell a bit more like human skin. Not smell, feel warm human skin. And the fragrance has the oodles and oodles of charisma and personality. That's why I like this fragrance. It's uber confident, it's serious masculine. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to get hold of nowadays because I think this has been discontinued. And it was anyways very difficult to get hold of in the United States. So if you can't get the Parfum, you can also try the EDT version. Amazing anyways. Dior Homme Intense, I'm sorry. Parfum is a little bit more special to me. That's why I picked this. I've also got the Intense. I love it. So, 10 done. These are the fragrances that I think I would pick and they'll stay with me for a long, long time. If I did this review 2 years from now, there will be very few changes, but there will be changes because you make discoveries, you change, you evolve as a human being. So the idea of this video is to just give you a little hint of what is worth owning. I've done many such videos, but this one is special because this is more around leaving stuff. As I said, I had a lot of struggle leaving off some of my absolute favorite fragrances. Hope you enjoyed the video fellas. Take care. Bye bye.